Today we are looking at the Ranger subclasses and they will be comparing them to each other. Are we taking into account the differences between the subclasses? So you choose your subclass at level 3. There are then some differences at level 7 and level 11. Some of these subclasses, being the Beastmaster and Gloomstalker, actually get some benefits at other levels. So I will take those into account, but they're only minor things. So I'm only going to rank those out of 5 rather than 10. Obviously, this is just my own casual opinion, yours may differ, and that's perfectly fine. Just explain why you think something should be different. I will also be taking their multi-class potential into account, because for some subclasses in the game, and one of them actually for Rangers, this plays a big part for their class generally. So starting in 3rd place is the Hunter Ranger. So its level 3 features I give a 5 out of 10. The level 7 features also a 5 out of 10. The level 11 feature a 10 out of 10. This is why we play the Hunter Ranger really. It doesn't get any other bonuses, so I'm giving it a 0 out of 5. And multi-class potential, just a 3 out of 10. I will say during early access, the Hunter Ranger was probably my preferred Ranger. We didn't have Gloomstalker, and we only went to level 4 for most of it. Level 5 towards the end. So we didn't get access to most of these other features. At level 3, we get to choose one of 3 Hunters Prey. Generally, I do like having choices. And I've rated subclass features that give a choice quite highly in the past. Unfortunately, these 3 features actually aren't that amazing, especially when we compare it to the other 2 subclasses and what they get at level 3, which I will show you later. So we get a choice of Colossus Slayer, which deals an extra 1d8 damage if the target has already taken damage once per turn. In the early levels, this is probably one of the better features, often always having an extra 1d8 damage. By the end of the game, an extra 1d8 damage once per turn doesn't really amount to that much. Giant Killer lets you take a reaction and take a melee strike against a large creature if it attacks you. Nice in theory, but how many large or bigger creatures will attack your ranger? I'd say it's quite limited. I don't generally like this very much. Horde Breaker sounds good. Target 2 creatures standing close to each other, attacking them in quick succession. Unfortunately, they have to be very close to each other, as in within 5 feet of each other, and it just doesn't often come up. Plus, when we get to level 11, this becomes pointless. As in, you should not have Horde Breaker when you get to level 11. So you'd probably want to respec and pick one of the top 2. So yeah, in the early levels, both Colossus Slayer and Horde Breaker can be good. But as we get to higher and higher levels, the effects kind of fall off and diminish. At level 7, we get another choice. Again, I quite like having choices. So we've got Escape the Horde. Opportunity attacks against you have disadvantage. This is probably my favourite of the 3. Steel Will, you have advantage on saving throws against being frightened. We can just get ourselves to become immune to being frightened later in the game with Hero's Feast, or if you've got a Paladin. And this is only advantage. I don't think being frightened comes up enough to make this worth taking as your choice. Multi-attack defense, when an enemy attacks you, they have a -4 penalty to additional attack rolls against you until the start of their next turn. Again, sounds nice. But how many times is your ranger going to be hit with multiple attacks? Hard to predict. It's not going to be certain. And this doesn't apply to other creatures that attack you. It's only to the one creature. I would probably pick Escape the Horde, because you can use this to your advantage or to the enemy's disadvantage. And if you've got a very high armor class and perhaps the adamantine shield, you can actually start to inflict debuffs on enemies. So yeah, Escape the Horde. But these defensive tactics much prefer some of the other level 7 features. Then at level 11, this is where the Hunter Ranger comes online, unfortunately very late. So we get Whirlwind Attack. Strike out at all nearby foes, making a separate attack rolls against each target. And this is with your melee weapon. The range is very small though, just 7 feet. And unfortunately, having a weapon with extra reach doesn't affect the area of this. And then we also get Volley, which is the same, it doesn't even describe it here, which is the same except for ranged weapons. Volley is so much stronger than Whirlwind Attack, and I'll show you why. So I'm going to keep things short. So Whirlwind Attack, we can see the range here is quite small. It doesn't highlight these two, it'd get both of them. You can just about, did test it earlier, you can just about get these two in the Whirlwind Attack. Why is Volley better? Well, with Volley, you can move it around wherever you want, and it doesn't have to be centered around you. And the fact is, with Whirlwind Attack, you are taking up some of that area. you're not going to be able to get as many enemies within that area compared to volley. So I can get 3 there easily, 2 there, but I can move it around wherever I want. I mean, yes, we do have arrows of many targets. So some people would just say use that instead. Why is this so good? Well, this is unlimited. I can do this twice per turn. I don't have to worry about items. Plus, I can apply, I don't know, let's just say this. Thisbald's Brewed Up Belly Glummer. Anything you apply to your weapon can be used like this. And then I can potentially apply it to anyone within the volley. And if you've got something like Sharpshooter, that applies to volley. If you had Great Weapon Master, that would apply to the Whirlwind attack. I absolutely love volley. It's just an unlimited AoE. It's not always going to be useful because you won't always have lots of enemies. But the fact is, I don't think any other class gets an AoE quite like this. Not with a melee, or not with a weapon at least. And then for multi-classing potential, unfortunately, since the Hunter Ranger's kind of best ability comes at level 11, it's really hard to make a good kind of multi-class with this. I mean, potentially you could take Hordebreaker and go with Fighter or something, or Barbarian, and try and get 2 attacks out. But the next benefit comes at level 7, and it's only kind of a small defensive benefit. What other class are we going to multi-class with? Probably Fighter? Maybe? Maybe Barbarian? The Ranger is a half-caster, so you can link it maybe with a Cleric or Druid to get some extra spell slots, but then we're going to miss out on the top-level spells for those classes. At the end of the day, I don't see many Hunter multi-classes online or that I come up with myself. And then in second place, and it's actually really close between second and first place, this keeps happening for lots of subclasses, is the Gloomstalker Ranger. So level 3 features 10 out of 10, and this is kind of why I'm going to go backwards here to multi-classing potential. And so this is one of the reasons why the multi-classing potential is so high, is because this subclass is so front-loaded. We get all these things. And when we compare that to, let's say, the Hunter, which I gave a 5 out of 10, maybe that was even generous, just the Hunter can't compare. So what are these features? So first of all, we get a +3 bonus to initiative. And for some of you out there, this might save you a feat. Because lots of people, I mean, Alert is a great feat. I don't want to actually say that it's bad, not at all. It is a very good feat to have. Now, this isn't a +5 bonus, and this doesn't make you immune to being surprised. So it isn't a complete alternative. It doesn't completely replace it. But if all you're looking for is the bonus to initiative, if you've got a Gloomstalker Assassin, I would suggest maybe you don't need Alert, because you can make your dexterity very high, and you're almost never going to come second, or there'll be very few times that you'll come second in the initiative order. And this is starting from a very low level. So we get a bonus to initiative. Great. We get extra movement speed in the first turn. It's good. It's not like the best thing in the world because it's just one turn. It's just 10 feet, about 3.5 meters. It's not going to take you very far, but it's a nice little bonus to have. And you get to make an extra attack that deals an additional 1d8 damage. We get dark vision out to 80 feet. So if you've got a race that didn't have dark vision, well, now you do. We can hide as a bonus action. Amazing. Yes, I know rogues can do that at level 3, but we're just talking about rangers here. The other rangers can't do that. We get Umbral Shroud, which lets you hide in... isn't actually hide in plain sight, is it? You need to be obscured to turn invisible for 10 turns. This is basically a bit like getting hide in plain sight early. I don't value this that much. It's not really that useful. And Disguise Self, it's a ritual spell. Nice to have. Gets you through some early parts of the game. Anyway, this is lovely because we get so much. It allows us to do extra damage, we get extra utility, we get an extra use of a bonus action. I mean, why wouldn't this get 10 out of 10? And so with multi-classing, you only need 3 levels in Gloomstalker, maybe 5 for extra attack. And then you've got most of what the Gloomstalker can have to offer. So there is the obvious multi-class of Gloomstalker Assassin, does very well. You could add a Fighter into the mix. 3 levels of Gloomstalker, lots of Fighter to get some feats. Even just 2 levels of Fighter to get Action Surge. It's all very good. Gloomstalker multi-classes very, very well with almost any martial class. Plus, it is a half-caster, so it gets you some spell slots. If you want to multi-class with, I don't know, a Druid or Cleric, that wouldn't be normal perhaps, but it is an option. At level 7, we get proficiency in Wisdom and Intelligence saving throws. The proficiency in the Wisdom saving throws, I think, is far, far more important. Because all the control spells, like Hold Person, I guess Hold Monster, Confusion, Hypnotic Pattern, and all the others I've failed to mention right now, you have to roll a wisdom saving throw to try and resist it. And I don't think that can be overstated. This is very important to have with a good wisdom saving throw. The intelligence saving throws really don't come up that often. It's kind of like an extra little buff we get. And it does end up meaning that the Gloomstalker Ranger is proficient in 4 out of 6 different saving throws, which I think is very nice. Whether that's enough to multi-class with 7 levels in Gloomstalker Ranger is a different matter. But when I do compare it to the Hunter, I'd much prefer to have proficiency in wisdom saving throws and intelligence saving throws than just opportunity attacks have disadvantage against me. This is far more powerful. Then at level 11, we get Stalker's Flurry. When you miss a weapon attack, you can make another weapon attack for free. That sounds good in theory, and this happens once per turn actually. It's not just like once per short rest or anything. Now, I rated this very lowly, 2 out of 10, and it's really because of what the other subclasses get. When I compare Volley or Whirlwind Attack to this, I would so much prefer to have Volley. Plus, by the time we get this level 11, we've got powerful items. We've got bonuses that should mean that we're not missing many attacks. So I did give it a 2 out of 10. It kind of sounds a bit harsh now I'm saying that out loud for the first time. So maybe I could go back and bump that up. But I wouldn't bump it up very far. Maybe I'll give it a 4 out of 10 instead. But the fact is that Hunters and Beastmaster Rangers gets very good abilities at level 11. When I compare Stalker's Flurry to them, I just don't really think it does compare is the thing. But this leaves number 1 being the Beastmaster. And it is very close between Beastmaster and Gloomstalker in general. If I just come back to here, Beastmaster got 35, Gloomstalker 33. It's really what flavor of Ranger do you want. These are so close that, again, as I've said in other videos, this isn't a definitive thing. You could easily make the case that Gloomstalker is maybe stronger than Beastmaster. If you love multiclassing a lot, you're probably going to pick Gloomstalker rather than Beastmaster, for example. Anyway, the level 3 features 10 out of 10. This makes the whole subclass, we'll get to it in a second. Level 7 features 8 out of 10. Level 11 features 10 out of 10. The other bonuses they get is 3 out of 5. I forgot to mention the other bonuses that the Gloomstalker gets. I forgot to show you. They gain Misty Step as a spell, which is great. Actually really nice to have Misty Step on hand without having to like choose it or anything. And Fear, it's not always going to be true that your Ranger's spell save DC is going to be very high because it depends on wisdom, but generally you want a good dexterity and constitution, maybe even strength. Maybe you can give them the Helmet of Arcane Acuity. Fear is a good spell. It's not going to make or break your Gloomstalker Ranger. It's Misty Step that we really want. It's actually very good. It's a very good reason to take 5 levels in Gloomstalker to get extra attack from being a Ranger plus Misty Step. Anyway, back to the Beastmaster here. So other bonuses, yeah, 3 out of 5. Multiclassing potential of 4 out of 10. And who else would I have to do this if it, apart from Minsk? Right. So what do we get? Gain a beast companion that accompanies you on your adventures and fights alongside you. Okay, right, well, let's actually just show you, because at level 7 and level 11, they affect what the beasts are like. So we get 5 different choices. These don't change as we level up. Which type of companions? We have a bear, a boar, a wolf spider, dire raven, and a wolf. So one reason this is 10 out of 10 is we get a choice of 5 different companions. We're not stuck with a single one, and we can change them every short rest. At level 3, the companions aren't particularly strong. They don't have a lot of hit points each. They don't have a high armor class. What they do all get though, which isn't like said anywhere else apart from on this screen here, is your companions deal an additional 1d6 damage to creatures marked by your Hunter's Mark. Which means if you attack an enemy with Hunter's Mark, that's an extra 1d6. And if you get your companion to attack the same target, that's an extra 1d6. You're kind of doubling the output of Hunter's Mark, which I think is very useful and very powerful. Now, having an extra companion on the field, not only do we get extra attacks, they are actually extra targets, which keeps the rest of your party safe. Each of the Beastmaster's companions get a different ability. So this is Goading Roar. Must attack the goading creature if possible. If there's an enemy too far away from your bear and it's suffering from the effect of being goaded, then actually it won't go for your bear. It'll just go for whatever. It just says will attack your bear if possible. Quite unique though. We also get a boar, which can essentially end up being a bit like a mini barbarian. At level 3, it just has Tusk Attack and Boar Charge, so it can knock enemies prone and doesn't provoke opportunity attacks. We get the Wolf Spider Companion, which is pretty cool, can shoot out webs, which is for free. Amazing. And one thing I think is very good about webs, I really don't know how well known this is. Something web can do for you. Now, if I jump down here, I would lose 8 hit points and become prone. And this works for the spell, not just the spider's web. If I whack down a web, I can jump onto it without taking any damage. Yes, I might become it, like restrained, webbed, and webbed, whatever. But it's kind of like a second way of getting Featherfall or something similar. Lastly, we get a wolf companion, which can attack and knock enemies prone, or just bite and deal a bit of extra damage. I mean, at level 3, the abilities don't seem like much. But like I said, having an extra body on the field, an extra source of damage, is really good. Plus, this is the basis for the whole class anyway. So at level 5, this is one of the extra features. The bond between you and your animal companion grows. Your proficiency bonus is added to its armor class and damage rolls, so you're making your companions stronger. Plus, they look a little bit cooler. So the wolf's got a helmet now, and yeah, all of the companions get a small upgrade in terms of their visuals. So we can see now, this is Lupus Major. Before it was just Lupus. It's actually got way more hit points as well. Armor class is now half respectable, and it's got a new bite. It doesn't, yeah, it's a bit silly because it doesn't really tell you this is happening, because the bite now gets upgraded. But at level 5, there's a small upgrade to the companions. And then at level 7, your animal companion can dash, disengage, and help as a bonus action. This is unique. No other class or subclass can have help as a bonus action. And we don't use help very often. Help actually gets rid of quite a few conditions, but most of the time, because it takes an action, it's not really worth it. But we can remove burning, ensnared, entangled, and webbed, prone, and sleeping, and downed. Kind of missed that. So you can get your animal companion to use a bonus action to remove one of these and still attack. They can now dash with a bonus action. It's basically giving level 2 rogue to your animal companions, which I think is very strong. I really, really like it. Although it's not listed here, the companions do get a small upgrade at level 11. They get more hit points. At level 11, we get Bestial Fury. You unlock their inner strength and giving them extra attack. This really undersells what this does for them. So each of the companions gets a big upgrade. So by level 11 or level 12 even, my wolf companions now got 91 hit points, which I think is bloody amazing. Basically as much as Gale has, right? Its armor class is 21. This is now an extra almost a full-fledged extra character. Obviously it's not really quite as good as that, but it's really, really good. So it's got its infectious bite, it's got lunging bite, it's got bite, it's got lupine slash. What is this? Strike nearby targets within 10 feet using a spectral sword. So we've got an AoE now with a sword that comes out, and that's going to be once per turn. That's not like once per short rest or anything. We can see here we've got help, disengage, dash, jump is always a bonus action anyway. And that's just the wolf. The bear, by level 11, in fact, it gets honeyed paws at level 5 anyway. And this is really good. If you hit an enemy, you disarm them. The best thing about this is no saving throw against it. Now at level 11, oh, Earthsign reinforcements, yes please. You can just have an extra bear on the field, which is the equivalent to the level 5 bear. So you've got 2 companions. Again, armor class 18, not as high as the wolf, but not bad. Armor class 15, not as good. And look at this, this also benefits from Praise Scent. So Hunter's Mark on an enemy, what you can do is you can cast Hunter's Mark, you get 2 attacks. The bear, that's it, Ingens, gets 2 attacks. This bear gets an attack. That's 5 attacks against us, 5 lots of extra damage from Hunter's Mark happening on 1 turn. Very strong. Wolf Spider with 21 armor class. So it's got its venomous bite, it can poison enemies. Poisoning is good, it makes their attacks have disadvantage. Still got its web, which is nice. It's got cocoon. And if I do cocoon someone, this bear now can't move or take actions, bonus actions, or reactions. Basically can't do anything for 3 turns. It completely incapacitates an enemy. We've got Bursting Brood. We can infest the target, which sounds nice. But if the enemy dies while infested, it does spread to all nearby creatures, including allies. So you have to be very careful. The boar now at level 5, it can literally rage like a barbarian. A barbarian. There it is. There's the rage. And can use frenzied strike. So basically it's a bit like a berserker barbarian. It can pick up muck. Can slow enemies. It's a very large area as well. It's nothing to be sniffed at all. Still charged, has its tusk attack. And lastly, the dire raven. So it doesn't have as many hit points. Its armor class is good at 21. But by level 11, it can't be blinded, which really comes into effect very soon. And lets you summon 2 ravens. Not just 1 bear, 2 ravens. We can't control them though. Extra boilers on the battlefield, always good. At level 5, they get bad omen. Throw one of your feathers at a target, make the target cursed. So attack rolls against that affected entity have advantage. And that's for everyone, that isn't just for the raven. So you can target, it's good on bosses if it works. And you can do this once per turn. It will always do some damage, which is nice. We can blind enemies for 2 turns, not just 1, which is good. And something here, fly. I'm going to keep it in camp. But when you fly, you create a cloud of darkness for a few turns, an unlimited amount of times, or a number of times that you've got movement to fly for. So who needs a level 2 darkness spell? Who needs anything else when you can just create darkness all around? And the raven is immune to being blinded. It can see within its own darkness. It's going to last for 10 turns. So this is absolutely amazing for battlefield control. Maybe easy to look over because of the low number of hit points, potentially slightly low damage. Maybe that's been a bit long there for the Beastmaster. So do I want these really cool companions, or do I just want to actually roll another attack when I miss, like with the Gloomstalker? So the thing is about Beastmaster and Hunter Rangers, they generally work best when you are just taking a pure class, like 12 or 11 levels in Ranger. When it comes to multi-classing potential, I've put Beastmaster slightly higher, because maybe you want to take 7 levels in Beastmaster. This gets you a slightly buffed up companion. Not as good as the level 8 or level 11 companions, but at least they do have, oh, I can't control that one. What they will have are all these bonus actions available to them. So maybe you want to create a level 7 Beastmaster with 5 levels and almost anything else. Maybe Cleric, Druid, a spellcasting class might work out okay. But the downside is you're probably better off just taking 11 levels in Beastmaster just to get these really cool companions. And what you might have seen here is if you summon the Raven or the Bear and then summon more reinforcements, if you change the companion, the reinforcements stay, which is a bit strange. So what I can do, if I take a second short rest, I'm not saying this is the best idea or anything, let's summon the wolf. And then I've still got these reinforcements with me, which is a bit silly really. And we can summon Boo. There we are. And this is Minsk in all his glory and all his Beastmasterness. So the other bonuses the Beastmaster get are really just the buffs to the companions, which is all well and good. Maybe I should have given this a bit higher. But the kind of one downside to the Beastmaster is that they themselves don't get buffed at any point. It is all about the companions. Yeah, I got the Beastmaster and Gloomstalker kind of close to each other. Very different playstyles. I'd say you pick whichever one gives you the playstyle that you prefer. But do let me know your thoughts. Thank you for watching and making it to the end of this video. And thank you to all of the members of my channel. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one.